They'll come in direct conflict with one another.
I got to stop starting Mark Andrews. It's over.
I made the smart choice of sitting him for Tucker Kraft.
Does he have 2 catches on the year?
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
One a game. That's what he's good for.
Way to bounce back from that.
He's got to hope it's a touchdown.
Yeah, way to bounce back from that, troubling 2-point conversion drop in the playoffs. I figured I had high hopes for him, and apparently that's not the case. So, Mark Andrews, not ideal. Not an ideal spot to be in. All right, so there it is. Congrats, Lee. Still alive in your guillotine league.
Well, you have a gambling
But that
problem.
means that Covino's out, right?
That is indeed true. Yes.
Right. Yeah, so Covino's out. So he's probably going to be pissy about that later.
I'm sure Var's happy about that.
Yeah.
No, I was just curious. I found it to be interesting that he was in the league with Covino and
good
was
point.
competing against him.
Good point. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all. I mean,
he knocked him out, Var.
Lee's not really a loyal dude if you listen to some of the things that he does.
He went on the Maller show
I mean,
trip. That's
he's
true.
not really the most loyal dude. So I was just curious.
Yeah, Lorena, take some notes on that, Lorena.
We're all team members here. There's a company man here.
He's my +1.
By the way, I found
remember that he's not going to be loyal to you, though, Lorena.
Yeah, but you got to understand, Lorena works Ben Maller too. So she's not loyal either, but I don't give her having to be loyal because she works on a different show. Lee doesn't get that out, but Lee nonetheless seems to be saying being a company man is much better than being with us.
Sports fans, listen up. 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer, and bladder leaks can be a side effect. That's why Depend is teaming up with the Prostate Cancer Foundation to encourage screening, because health is a long game, and it's yours to win. Now, here's the cool part. Through November, Depend is contributing up to $300,000 to prostate cancer research by donating 25 cents for every purchase of Depend Shields, Guards, and Real Fit products. Void in Mississippi. Learn more at depend.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you'll need.
We have stop-and-go traffic 35 northbound between FM 1626 and William Cannon Drive, about a 9-minute delay right there. Accident reported. This is going to be I-35 northbound at Riverside Drive. Also another accident reported, Parma Lane and Texas 45 right there. I'm Alan Craig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's time. Time for the pro to get everything for the job delivered. Large orders of lumber, doors, windows, paint, plumbing, anything the job needs, all from one partner. Get it today with same-day delivery. Get it tomorrow with next-day delivery on 50,000 plus products. Or get it on your timeline with scheduled delivery on everything from framing to flooring. It's time to get your whole job, all your jobs delivered. Ask about all our new delivery options at the Pro Desk. The Home Depot Pro, it's about time.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya guselkumab may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
When I grow up, I want to be a teacher. Because when I'm a teacher, I can help kids to learn and chase their dreams.
PI, a defect of the immune system, affects millions of children. Early and accurate diagnosis and treatment give children like Sam a chance to achieve their dreams.
It takes a lot of caring teachers to make school fun. It took a lot of caring people to keep my dream alive. And now, because of them, I can be head of the class.
For more information, visit the Jeffrey Modell Foundation at info4pi.org.
Get the Apple Leasing Advantage today. Visit appleleasing.com. That's appleleasing.com.
Jill, why don't you tell the class what you did this weekend?
Well, my dad and I went in search of some magical minnows and found a zillion of them in the stream from our lookout rock. Then my sister and I escaped from an evil slug king and went back to my super twig fort for safety. Then we told stories till it got dark, and the Big Dipper led us all the way home.
Wow. Where were you, Jill?
We went to the forest. It's not that far away.
Ask your parents to take you and your friends to the forest this week. It's closer than you think. Check out discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad
From the
Council.
Audio-Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KVET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app.
The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns, 1300 The Zone.
Good morning, Austin, K-Town, Pflugerville, H-Town, Pearland, El Paso, San Antonio, and Silsbee, Texas, or wherever you may be listening. This is a Turn the Page Tuesday edition of the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone. Sark and the players met with the media. We'll give out our final grades when it comes to UTEP and what Texas was able to do. Joe Cook of Inside Texas joins us at 7:34. The Cowboys news is dire on their center, BB. Monday Night Football doubleheaders, the Bucks and the Chargers get their dubs, and Texans voice, Mark Vandermeer, will be joining us at 8:17 to talk about the debacle that happened in H-Town. I am your host, Mike Hardball Hardge. My co-host is a WWE Hall of Famer and recognized as the world's strongest man. He is the Mark Henry.
Good morning, Austin.
And, of course, we've got our guy Marcus behind the boards, who is an H-Town fan. Just know that. He's behind the boards, and if you want to be a part of the show, all you got to do is text the word Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. That's the word Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. Also, if you want to leave us a voicemail and get a chance to win a pair of tickets to go see Alice Cooper and Judas Priest, all you have to do is use that new and improved and always free iHeartRadio app. Hit that microphone and leave us a message. And if it's good enough, you might even hear it.
If it's good enough.
If it's good enough, you might even hear it on air. They ain't had very many that's been good enough. Let me tell you somebody that was not good enough, and that's the Houston Texans last night as they fall to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 20-17. It was one of those games that it was ugly, number one. Two teams that were battling for Texans. They needed this win more than anything, and they were battling throughout the matchup. But the story of the game is that offensive line again for the Houston Texans. We've been talking about it. We've been going after it. We've been trying to figure out, is this offensive line going to be formidable to protect C.J. Stroud? You talked about him gaining weight. Not very good right now. He was sacked 3 times. He was running for his life. They have no sign of a running game. They ran the ball 19 times for 84 yards, And they got that on a big run by Nick Chubb as he scored the touchdown, that 25-yard run near the end of the game. And this team just looks to be out of sorts.
It's not only is it out of sorts, but there's no rhyme or reason to the flow of the way that they're play calling. And
First-time play caller too, by the way.
I'm not trying to say that he's inept, but we talked about this with Coach Schottenheimer. We didn't know what he has, like what his style of offense is, right?
Well, we do have a history of it because he has been a play caller. This guy is no play. This is his first time. This is this guy's first time ever calling plays. And you see him on the sideline, he looks like he's panicking on the play calls.
Yeah, that's what I was getting to, the fact that when the preseason, they didn't do anything that they did in that first game against Philly. Like, that is what happened with Houston. The first game they played, it was so sporadic. They kept doing everything. Like, they're just trying stuff. And then last night, there was no flow. Like, they went to a gap scheme at one point on defense when that's not the defense that they normally run. Then they on offense, they tried to do some it's kind of pseudo rollouts and waggle type plays. And then they would go to drop back and zone read. Like, they were doing everything. You got to do something good. You got to stick. Your offensive line is going to get confused. Right. If you run 3 different offenses in one drive, like, how do you expect the guys to get, like, together?
Yeah,
they're so in such disarray, man. They gotta pick something hard.
And they're not doing very well at picking
at any of them.
We'll see how it ends up playing out. But I want you to hear from D'Amico Ryans as he was talking after the game about this, and he just basically said we couldn't make any plays when we needed to.
Yeah, we tried to run the ball in. We got knocked back there, couldn't get the ball in, and we tried to find Nico there a couple times to get the ball, and we didn't connect. Right, we didn't make the plays we needed to make, and that's the summation of this game. Right, NFL is it's going to come down to a 2-minute drive in the fourth quarter. Are you making plays or not? Like, our guys. A lot of guys gave us a chance, right, to win that game. Special teams played outstanding, all right, blocking the kick, getting an explosive return, forcing a missed field goal. So guys showed up and made plays to give us an opportunity. Now, how do you capitalize on that, right? How do you put a team away? You let a good team like this stick around for too long is what we did, and they ended up making a play there. Baker scrambling on fourth down, which we knew that's who he is. That's how he make the plays, is scrambling. He made a big-time play on 4th and 10. We got to find a way to tackle and get him down and stop him there, even on the goal line. We're in position to make a tackle. We got to knock the guy back and make a tackle to win the game. That's what the game comes down to. We had multiple opportunities to win that game, and we didn't make the plays we needed to make.
And he was hot after the game because
that was good composure for him.
Yep.
But I could see they thought they had won that game too.
Yep.
And the defense let them down. The defense let Baker. Well, they didn't let Baker because Baker took it. But
I'm like, Baker make plays.
Yeah, but they knew they won that game, and they played good enough to win the game, even with all the disarray.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to the last 2 minutes, whoever has the ball, that offense or defensive unit has got to step up, and Houston just didn't step up.
Yeah, Houston has had an issue with that here lately, and just like the Cowboys giving up plays deep and watching guys run across the middle and not, knocking them on their behinds, it has been tough for him. But you got to win game. They're 0-2. You're 0-2, and he says you just got to play better to win these games.
Yeah, it's no hole. It's we lost the game, right? We lost 2 games we should have won, but to win games, you got to play better. You got to coach better. So it starts with me. I got to coach better. We got to play better. We got to execute better. You got to go win games. You're not just going to be giving games, right? So we got to find a way to make those plays.
Got to. Got to. I mean, the leadership. This is a team that has pretty much owned the South. They have been able to win in the South. And we'll talk about some of these other teams a little bit later because the Colts don't look like they're going backwards.
No, I don't know if I've ever seen Daniel play better. Daniel Jones is playing like
he's out of New York. I mean,
why everybody that leaves
Saquon.
there, they just go and shine somewhere.
Freedom.
Exactly. They're on the move, man. They're on the move.
We have to play George Michael Freedom in a little while.
I mean, you think about how these teams are starting to look a little bit different in the shape of it. That's why I'm concerned about the Houston Texans, because they have a first-time play caller, new offensive line. You have a new running back in Nick Chubb.
None of that goes together.
And you have those rookie wide receivers. You don't have
man.
Christian Kirk. You don't have somebody that's a threat. I don't even think C.J. Stroud looked at those guys yesterday. You had Xavier Hutchinson. You had a tight end. He scrambles out. The tight end falls on his face that if he catches that ball, he might be able to make a guy miss and score a touchdown. You had so many opportunities to win this game, and you drive down the field, you get the big play, and I'll give my son DJ credit. He said they scored too fast. You know what Baker does. I was like, but this defense, they got to stop him. Nope, they didn't stop him.
They had their chance.
Yeah, they had multiple
fourth down
times.
and
Yes.
long, and they just let them run, scramble.
They let him off the hook.
Yes. And fourth down, and he scrambles to get a first down in that. And Baker Mayfield talked about how he, just finds a way.
Yeah, me and my buddy Chauncey in the open field. Just obviously they did a good job adding on the press. It wasn't like a all-out zero blitz, but when the back blocks, the backer and man coverage adds on. So fortunately, was able to get out of that one and get through. And then, just seeing green grass and fourth down, 2-minute drive, trying to do anything it takes to get a chance to win.
And that's all he does, man.
Do whatever it takes. And guys, how the hell did he get out of Cleveland?
Well, they didn't want him.
I don't understand that. I don't understand that he was such a gamer.
Also, it's Cleveland. That's what they do.
Deshaun Watson. They decided they wanted Deshaun Watson over Baker Mayfield. They made a move that is haunting them to this day.
He said haunting them.
Hey, I mean, because Deshaun, by the way, looks like he's closer to being ready to go than anybody could ever imagine. So there's going to be even more of a controversy in Cleveland than there is now with the Joe Flacco, Dylan Gabriel, and Shador Sanders.
You think he
situation.
still got it?
It's not a matter if he still got it. He still got that paycheck, and that big paycheck.
Yeah, you got to.
So you just gonna let that sit there?
No, you got to play him.
Yeah, you're gonna have to play him at
At
some
least
point.
play him and hope that he does great so you can get rid of him.
You possibly can get rid of him because of all the injuries in the NFL. There might be a possibility
There you go.
of something like that. But we'll talk about it. We got so much to get into. But coming up next, we're going to talk about Texas football. We met with Coach Sark yesterday, got to hear from some of the players.
Oh, this is going to be
And
good.
it's time to move and turn the page right here on a Turn the Page Tuesday edition of the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
Wake up with Hardge and Henry in the Morning Kickoff.
The league says we got to give the guys a couple days off. How many days, Mark? You barely practice during the summertime.
Can you imagine what the guys in the 70s and early 80s would think?
They can't. That's why they
Oh, my God. You're so mean.
They can't. They were practicing
The CTE.
They were practicing too hard.
Hardge, apologize.
I apologize.
Shame
for
on you.
what?
Weekdays at 7.
The ultimate celebration of music
Our 2025 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One,
is happening this Friday and Saturday.
live in Las Vegas at T-Mobile Arena. 16 artists, 2 nights, 1 stage.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
And listen live on the free iHeartRadio app.
This Friday and Saturday night, starting at 9:30.
Capital One is the proud presenting partner of iHeartRadio Music Festival, bringing great products, rewards, and services to its customers. What's in your wallet?
Listen to something authentically Austin, the JB and Sandy podcast on the iHeartRadio app.
We do have stop and go traffic, 35 northbound between FM 1626 and William Cannon Drive, about 11-minute delay there. Accident reported, 35 northbound at Riverside Drive. Another accident to report, Palmer Lane at Texas 45 toll right there. I'm Alan Craig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Bet Online.
Bet Online continues to be your number one source for all your football betting action. Bet Online has all the latest odds, news, and scores, even live in-game betting. From every pro to college game, Bet Online remains your choice for sports wagering info. Bet Online, the game starts here.
This Longhorn Minute brought to you by Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. Texas took care of business in Austin, knocking off UTEP 27-10. It wasn't always pretty, but it was enough to move the Longhorns to 2-1 on the season. Arch Manning had his struggles through the air, just 114 yards passing with an interception. But he made plays when Texas needed it the most. Manning punched in 2 rushing touchdowns, one early and another one just before the half, giving the Horns control. The second half belonged to the defense and the special teams as Texas forced turnovers, bottled up the Miners' offense, and tacked on a pair of field goals before Manning finally connected on his long passing touchdown to seal the game. UTEP managed to score late, but it was too little, too late. Final score, Texas 27, UTEP 10. The Horns win ugly, but a win is a win, and now they look to take on Sam Houston State Saturday, 7 p.m. This Longhorn Minute brought to you by Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust.
Hey, Texas fans, Craig Way here. It's time to kick off your deck project with TimberTech. A real decking all-star, TimberTech is the #1 brand in premium decking. It delivers real wood looks without the costly maintenance, and it will never rot, warp, splinter, or peel. Plus, with industry-leading warranties, you know your deck will perform at the top of its game season after season. Take a look, and you'll be hooked. Order free samples online at timbertech.com.
Make parking the easiest part of your night with ParkWiz. Reserve ahead and roll right in so you can enjoy the show, the game, or a night out without circling for parking. Save up to 50% off a secured space and skip the stress. Smarter parking starts here. Download the ParkWiz app today.
iHeart presents Ice Cube, Truth to Power Tour, taking the stage at Moody Center, October 16th.
Straight out of Compton is a crazy brother named Ice Cube.
Get tickets now at livenation.com.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part, they accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Hey there, local business owner. Ready to make some more money? Whether you own an auto shop or a dinner spot, Valpak Direct Marketing can help you do just that. All bells and whistles are included. So you advertise when and where it counts to reach new customers that spend more. Measurable results, proven reach, zero guesswork. That's Valpak. Visit valpak.com/advertise to see if you qualify for a free mailing. That's VALPAK.com/advertise. Let's grow.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy place every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Join the voice of the Texas Longhorns, Craig Way, each day from 2 to 5 p.m. for the Craig Way Show on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
Welcome back. Kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone. Coming up in the next segment, we'll have our guy, Joe Cook of Inside Texas, talking all things Texas Longhorns, the game, and of course, what we're about to talk about from the press conference yesterday. Coach Sarkisian in his weekly press conference, which you can hear right here on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone, on Mondays, starting at 11 o'clock. to 11:30. It is his weekly breakdown, good, bad, and ugly, and he kind of lets us know what his thoughts are after watching the film and seeing how he graded out on his players. But one of the things that Sark was always asked about, obviously, is going to be about the quarterback, adversity, what are they going to do with him, because the offense is moving a little bit slow. They're not where they need to be at this particular time. So it's just always one of those things where it's like, all right, where are we as a football team going to be? And that's what Sark continues to talk about. But here's his opening statements, and he will also give you some update on some injured players.
Tremendous turnout from our fans. As we said, you think about those midday games in September, those aren't easy. And so the turnout by the fans, the students, over 100,000, 2 straight games in September have been awesome. We'll talk about the next game here in a minute. On an injury note, obviously, Cedric got hurt first play of the game. Hamstring injury, significantly. We don't think it's overly significant, but he'll be out this week just from a precautionary standpoint to hopefully get him ready for SEC play. Obviously, Cole Hudson, Kobe Black went down in game. We'll monitor those guys throughout the week. We'll see they're questionable, and Xavier Filsamy did not play in the game with a shoulder. He'll be questionable this week as well. So just some things to touch on that. Now, I think as the game goes and you watched it, we really had an opportunity early in the game to really seize the game. When you look at, I think 3 of our first 4 drives ended on downs in UTEP territory, and the other drive was a touchdown. So we had an opportunity in that game to really seize momentum, to really swing the game, to go in the way that I think everybody expected it to go. The beauty of it for us, it didn't go that way, and we had to respond, and we had to respond differently to different things in the game, and you learn a lot throughout a game like that. I thought there were some highlights. Obviously, Ryan Niblett punt return, that was huge for us. A couple of returns he got were big. I think Jack Boomeister getting back to punting the way that he can punt the football on special teams, and Mason Shipley, another really good game for him on that front. Defensively, I thought our defense was stellar throughout 3.5 quarters. I think we held them to just over 100 yards through 3.5 quarters. And then their final 2 drives, we give up 142 yards on the final 2 drives and the 1 touchdown. And so we're really harping on our ability to finish defensively and not give up that late drive and get back to playing red zone defense the way we're capable of playing. Naturally, we missed a few things in the passing game, and it was like we're so close. And part of me is really excited about that because I know how close we are to this thing hitting on all cylinders, but that's our job as coaches and as players to get us to that point. And I believe we will. We've done it before and we'll do it again. And then lastly is the penalties. We had 8 penalties again. And some of them are definitely correctable. We can't have 2 holding penalties again on punt return. We had 1 a week before, and then we had 2 this week. And so in that aspect, we got to clean that up. Some of them are real penalties where they're kind of aggression. And again, I don't want to take our guys' stinger on some of those things, but we got to be smarter on some of the double moves, which again, we grabbed a guy on a double move on the perimeter. So things to clean up. But more importantly for us is kind of exciting because I think the things that we need to clean up are very fixable. And that part's exciting to me because I can envision what it's going to look like when we do clean it up. Fired up to be back at home here one more time Saturday night. First night game in DKR with all of the bells and whistles and fireworks and all the things. And so I know for our fans, our players, that's exciting. We won't be back home again until November 1st against Vanderbilt. So we got to make the most of this opportunity at home this week. And that'll be our emphasis throughout practice is to improve and to play a brand and style of football.
Think about that. We're about to the last home game for the whole month of October. They're going to be gone. They're going to be gone for the whole month of October.
Don't say it like they never coming back, man.
The month is a long time.
That's a long time.
That's a lot of road games and adversity and challenges that this team, which is a young football team from the looks of the way that they're playing, the challenges are going to face them head on because they haven't proven to be an experienced team when it comes to togetherness all the time. The offense isn't moving the way that it should. Defense is playing its behind off. Special teams, we're starting to see them go in the right direction. So you got 2 of the 3 phases of the football game that you need going in the right direction.
The running game is not suffering. So it's not like they're completely inept, but the consistency of the quarterback is key.
Could that be what they need is to get away? Could having those 4 road games?
Maybe the pressure, and I think that some of this heaped on overwhelming pressure on Arch when we were like, wow, during the summer, man, it don't even look like it's phasing him. It's not like he looks unbothered. He looks bothered now
because they weren't facing anybody.
Right. Like the defense they know because they talk to the coaches, hey, don't hit him.
Right.
Now people are trying to hit him and he's feeling that pressure. So, just like we talked about these NFL quarterbacks not playing in the preseason and now they're getting all these injuries because they're not ready for what is going with the on-taking of what the season brings. Same thing is happening with Arch right now.
Well, one of the questions that was asked was how to coach a quarterback that has been struggling. This is uncharted territory in some instances. Yes, he's had some guys that weren't hitting on all cylinders, but what do you do to try to help coach him while he's struggling?
Just coach him. That's our job to coach. And, different scenarios call for different measures, right, of what you need to do. And, I didn't, if Arch was having a bunch of mental errors and not operating the offense well, then that maybe would have required to taken out. I didn't feel like that was the case. Different things require different things to get your point across. And so, we handled it accordingly. We'll handle it accordingly this week and expect him to come out and have a great game Saturday.
At least he's optimistic. And sometimes when you have the yips, you're like, well, we don't know what's going on. We don't know what's going on with him. He still sounds like he knows what's going on, and Arch has just got to go out and perform.
Yeah. And this is one of those questions that was asked that I was like, this is a great question because of going back to your point, the success that he had, the conversations, the optimism and the hype sounding around him. He was asked, is adversity a good thing for Arch Manning? And this answer is money.
I think you hit the nail on the head. I think some of this is really good. Here's a guy who's had an awesome life. He's the way he's grown up, where he played, the school he went to, the people he's been surrounded by. But I think you learn a lot about yourself through adversity and overcoming adversity and getting on the other side of adversity. And so to have some of this adversity that he has right now, and when he gets on the other side of it, I think all of this is going to serve not only well for him, but well for us as a team. And so love the challenge for him, love the challenge for us. And, he's a strong-minded guy. He's got great work ethic, great poise, great composure. He's an awesome teammate. And so I love the end of the movie for him when he gets on the other side of this. So looking forward to it.
Man, that's beautiful right there. I loved it. I can't wait for the ending of the movie. You know how steel is made?
Yeah.
Like, you smelt and process, and they do something called tempering, where they heat it and then they cool it, and then they heat it and then they cool it. And once you've done that for a certain amount of times, the steel you can't even bend it no more. It's the way that it is the way it's going to be. Arch is just now starting his tempering process as a starter. So we just got to wait the course. Hopefully he makes it, but there's a chance that he won't get to go. He's not the guy. There's a chance. But I think that it's going to be very difficult for him not to, Hardge.
Yeah, I still believe he's the guy. I think
I believe it too.
Spot. He's going to be in a good position.
Until I don't.
And coming up next, we're going to talk to Joe Cook of Inside Texas as he breaks down what he saw this weekend and what he heard yesterday, right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Stop and go traffic right now, 35 northbound between FM 1626 and William Cannon Drive, causing about an 11-minute delay right now. Good news, we had an accident earlier. It just got cleared out, 35 southbound at Southeast Inner Loop. That's about a 7-minute delay there. Finally, an accident did clear out again, 35 northbound at Riverside Drive. I'm Alan Craig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Staples. Your local Staples has hot deals and super low prices throughout the store on everything for your business. And right now at Staples, save up to $125 off your print order. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details. Ends 11/1. Plus, save even more with the Easy Rewards program at Staples.
Hardge here. Friday Night Lights in Texas are all about family pride and showing up strong. That's exactly what you'll find at Covert Chevy in Hutto. Right now, get $14,048 off MSRP on a new 2025 Chevy Silverado 1500 RST or $9,278 off of MSRP on a new all-electric 2025 Chevy Blazer EV-RS. Chevy Strength, Texas tradition, family first. That's Covert Chevy right off of 79 in Hutto, Texas. CovertChevyHutto.com. Together, let's drive.
We started Henyon & Walsh for people like you, people with integrity, honesty, and loyalty. The result? We care about you and your investment success. We're dedicated to your financial goals, so we'll always give you our best efforts because you've earned it. We're Henyon & Walsh and committed to you. Get a second opinion. Call 800-279-5279. Investing involves risk, including the possible loss of principal. Advisory services provided by Henyon & Walsh Asset Management. Securities offered by Henyon & Walsh Inc., member FINRA SIPC.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Also that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's time for the pro to get everything for the job delivered. Large orders of lumber, doors, windows, paint, plumbing, anything the job needs, all from one partner. Get it today with same-day delivery. Get it tomorrow with next-day delivery on 50,000 plus products. Or get it on your timeline with scheduled delivery on everything from framing to flooring. It's time to get your whole job, all your jobs delivered. Ask about all our new delivery options at the Pro Desk. The Home Depot Pro, it's about time.
Let's go!
You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Surprise! Your expenses this month were way higher than you expected. Also, you forgot to renew your website domain, and now you're in a bidding war.
You should see the look on your face.
At Progressive, we know small business owners don't usually like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting a commercial auto quote from Progressive.
Plus, the fridge died in the break room, and now everything smells weird.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Baker Mayfield led an 11-play 80-yard drive ending with Rachaad White's 2-yard touchdown run with 6 seconds left to give the Bucs the 2019 win over the Texans. Houston falls to 0-2. Cowboys starting center Cooper Beebe placed on short-term injured reserve with a high ankle sprain. Is expected to miss 6 to 8 weeks. Zach Cole drove in 3 to help the Astros beat the Rangers in Houston. I'm Ron Moss.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by DraftKings.
On DraftKings Pick 6, new DraftKings customers get $50 in bonus picks with just a $5 entry. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now and use code SPORTS. That's code SPORTS. Play just $5, get $50 in Pick 6 bonus picks. Make the call. Ride the upside. In partnership with DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18 and over. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. 1 per new customer. Bonus awarded as non-withdrawable Pick 6 bonus picks that expire in 14 days. Limited time offer. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
The NFL is off to a wild start.
Touchdown pass number 508 for Aaron Rodgers.
And the new season lives on iHeartRadio.
Touchdown Denver.
Local stations bring you the action live.
Touchdown Chargers.
Plus, fantasy advice and expert analysis with the official NFL Podcast Network.
Everything you love about football is on the iHeartRadio app.
That's a jet touchdown.
Just search NFL to dive in.
Hey, it's Coach Sark. Now back to the morning kickoff with Hardge and Henry on your radio home for the Longhorns, 1300 The Zone.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. In the next segment, we will be talking about the NFL and the injuries. Last night, the Houston Texans lose 20-19. I said 17, 20-19. But I want to go to H-Town via Austin and talk to our guy, Joe Cook of Inside Texas. You can follow him at Joseph Cook 89. Joe, I'm not going to even ask you about your Astros. I'm not going to ask you about your Texans. I'm going to ask you about your Texas Longhorns. You guys over at Inside Texas do a great job, bang-up job about covering the University of Texas. And I know that your message boards have been going nuts when it comes to QB1, and, of course, this offense. What's the latest over at Inside Texas?
Yeah, it's looking at maybe a little bit of his family history. And our guy Eric Naleen looked and saw what Peyton and saw what Eli did. And, I can see why there can be a little fatigue about comparisons. But at some point, you look and see, basically through his uncles that more reps help. I know I mentioned a lot how being a third-year quarterback is going to be something that gives him a little bit of a leg up. Well, that didn't really just counteract the fact that he's still only played in 10 games and only had 2 full-time starts. Like there's maybe the Texas media sphere discounted this, but he doesn't have as many quarterback reps. And, maybe we should have seen that as being important when Quinn Ewers decided to come back for his junior year to get more quarterback reps, to get more pass attempts. So the whole point, I guess, over at Inside Texas was that, hey, as this guy gets more and more experience, he's more than likely going to show progress, show the ability to do what we all expect him to do. The growing pains are here right now, but that's what they are. They're growing pains and not some indication of just gigantic bust or anything like that. It's tough to watch a little bit right now because our expectations were so high, and yeah, maybe we fed into that. I'll take ownership of that, but the expectations were high nationally, locally, internationally, with very good reason. And Manning has to get to the point that I think so many people believe he can get to.
Joe, we've talked about tempering the expectations and allowing him to grow into the quarterback that he's going to be. There was a time when I wasn't good. Like it took reps, it took development, it took time. And Arch has not really been afforded that time this year to actually. I think that even when it gets to the hot part of the season in about 3 weeks, I think that he's going to shine then because he's been through the fire already. What do you think?
Yeah, I think the fact that he had his stumbles against Ohio State, against San Jose State, except for a little 5-minute stretch, and against UTEP are going to turn out to help him. And the thing that is good for Arch is that the non-conference games have gone in a decreasing order of difficulty. Sam Houston may be the worst team on the schedule this year. So, hey, okay, you know what? This is a good opportunity for you to go figure out what's ailing you. The offensive line has had their own struggles, but this should be a team that they could block pretty decently against, give you time to throw and give you time to make the throws. So I think that's going to help. They'll have a bye week as well to work out some more kinks. And with how much Sark places on the quarterback, not just offensive responsibility wise, but by calling it the most important position in sports, Sark's not going to let this just go to chance. Like this is someone, it can't be a personal pet project because he's got a whole team to overlook. But the idea that Steve Sarkisian is going to let his quarterback, die on the vine for, just for the term, I don't see that happening. I think we'll see some more progress happen this week.
We're talking to Joe Cook of Inside Texas. Make sure you follow him at Joseph Cook 89 and get over there to InsideTexas.com to check out all the latest. Joe, one of the things that continues to stand out is this defense. I know that the numbers at the end of the game were not what they were at the beginning of the game. I think it took them forever to get into the 20-yard line, UTEP. This team continues to get better and better on defense, but they're bringing out a lot of guys on that defensive line that are getting a chance to show out.
Yeah, they did it again in the portal. 3 years in a row for them to go there and either find some frontline guys or find, second level guys, but they got a little bit of everything. And Hero Canoe, Travis Shaw, Cole Brevard have been playing great ball. They've been doing this without Alex January, who I think was either a starter or played starter level snaps these past couple of weeks when he's been active. So it starts up front. I think what we're seeing this year with the defensive ends and the sack totals is teams know they can't just drop back and wait against Texas. They're trying to get that ball out quick. It's hard to get past a 300-pound man in 1.3 seconds. So I think as we see more and more opportunities for Texas by stuffing the run, we'll see those sack numbers come up. And then I just think there's no question that they struck gold in Grayson Littleton. I know there's 4 other guys around him who are doing their thing. But, man, to see a true freshman play the way he has and to even, luckily for him, have some bad reps against San Jose State and not get punished for it, I think was, valuable in multiple senses, and that it didn't really cost Texas any points or yards. Yet, you go to the film room and you look and you see like, oh, buddy, you had a bad rep. And he came back this past week and got his hands on the ball in response. So lots of great things happening in that defense. And it's going to be what we watch to carry this team, at least until we see the offense maybe get it in gear a little bit better.
Hey, Joe, since we're on defense, UTEP Miners, they weren't a bad defense either. They were a defense that actually gave Texas some really, really good looks and had some tackles for losses and some sacks. So that defense, but getting to Texas's defense, who do you see outside of Littleton being a young player or a newer player in the system that we need to really focus on?
Yeah, I think even though he's a third-year guy, he's seeing his more extended action than last year, and he still got a good amount of run. And that's Jelani McDonald. He got his hands on a football as well. He's someone who they tried to figure out how to get his athleticism on the field this year. And some of that was maybe at nickel, some of that was maybe at safety. But they looked at him at about 6'2", 190 something and thought, like, you know what, that's someone who is too valuable to be on the bench. Like we're not going to, make him play a position. We're going to tailor a position to him. And that's what they've done. Oftentimes plays kind of in the box at safety. Sometimes we'll play that nickel role. And it's just someone who not only is, able to throw a little bit more of that weight around compared to maybe some of the 185, 190-pound guys that play safety, but he's athletic and he can make plays on the ball. So that's the one I'm really been impressed with. Wearing number 4, they were talking yesterday about how that's still Makuba to them, but Jelani McDonald's making his own name for himself.
Well, the one thing that is always cool is talking to you every Tuesday.
Yes,
Make
sir.
sure you tune in every Tuesday, 7:34, with our man Joe Cook of Inside Texas breaking it down. Thanks, Joe.
Absolutely. Thank you guys.
All right, man. There he is, Joe Cook of Inside Texas, letting you know all things Texas Longhorns. Coming up next, we're going to talk about the NFL. Man, oh man, there's some injuries that are out there and some opportunities that are being presented to some of these backups that are now getting their chance. Right here on the Morning Kickoff on a Turn the Page Tuesday edition on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
Do you ever feel like when you're talking, nobody is listening? Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone will listen to you. What is on your mind? Go! All you have to do is use the iHeartRadio app talkback feature when listening to AM 1300 The Zone.
Yo, hello.
We will get your message instantly, and we promise to listen to it.
Listen to something authentically Austin, the JB and Sandy podcast on the iHeartRadio app.
Stop and go traffic right now, 35 northbound between FM 1626 and William Cannon Drive, causing about an 11-minute delay right now. Good news, we had an accident earlier. It just got cleared out, 35 southbound at Southeast Inner Loop. That's about a 7-minute delay there. Finally, an accident did clear out again, 35 northbound at Riverside Drive. I'm Alan Craig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
This Sports Spotlight is brought to you by Capital One Venture X Card, founding partner of iHeart Women's Sports. Did you know that basketball legend Maya Moore has a combined high school, college, and pro record of 497 wins and 78 losses? She went 125-3 at Collins Hill High School, 150-5 at UConn, and 222-70 with the WNBA's Minnesota Lynx. Earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn all of your purchases into extraordinary travel with the Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Make parking the easiest part of your night with ParkWiz. Reserve ahead and roll right in so you can enjoy the show, the game, or a night out without circling for parking. Save up to 50% off a secured space and skip the stress. Smarter parking starts here. Download the ParkWiz app today.
From the creator of Bone Valley comes a gripping new true crime podcast, Graves County. In the small town of Mayfield, Kentucky, the beloved fire chief's daughter is dead, and everyone has a theory. But when a Pulitzer Prize-winning reporter starts digging, the entire town goes dark.
So it sounds like a lot of people have come forward saying, I know who did this, but no one has said who did it.
What is everyone so afraid of? Open the iHeartRadio app, search Graves County, and listen now.
iHeart presents the police coming straight from the underground. Ice Cube bringing truth to power. You know how we do. Featuring 4 decades of attitude, a musical production like he's never done before. Taking the stage at Moody Center, October 16th. Ice Cube, Truth to Power Tour. 4 decades of attitude. Before hip-hop, homies got shot. Get tickets now at livenation.com.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025, Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
From From the Audio-Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KDET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app. Sports Radio 1300 The Zone. We cover all 40 acres.
Great stuff from Joe Cook inside Texas. Joseph Cook. Coming up at the top of the hour, we'll talk more NFL as we break down the NFL. They're looking to make some moves. And what I mean by that? Well, stories have come out yesterday and continue to fly under the radar. There's a lot of backups that are needing to play. As you saw, Joe Burrow, we talked a little bit about him and how long he's going to be out. It's going to be a long time for one Joe Burrow. And so his backup, Jake Browning, is going to have to lead the way. We found out yesterday that Jaden Daniels hurt his knee in that game on Thursday against the Green Bay Packers, and now it looks like Marcus Mariota will be going in to play quarterback. J.J. McCarthy had his ankle rolled. Now looks like Carson Wentz is going to be going in to play quarterback. Justin Fields of the New York Jets got a concussion the other day. Now it looks like Tyrod Taylor is going to be in to play quarterback. And Brock Purdy is dealing with a turf toe, not as bad, obviously, as one Joe Burrows, but he's also was dealing with a shoulder injury, non-throwing. But now Mac Jones is in there as the starting quarterback. So investment, I've always said you need to invest in a backup quarterback throughout time. And now 2 games into the season, all these teams are playing with backup quarterbacks.
Well, you were just saying that one of the most valuable positions is a backup quarterback. And who would be the next up guy? With the Giants having an heir apparent that everybody's already or was calling for.
Still calling for him.
They still calling for him even after Russ showed up.
450.
Threw for 450. They're like, oh, we still want him.
Yep.
That makes Jameis Winston a valuable commodity. Like he's kind of the next up quarterback that's on the bench that's actually not being used, has been, relegated to third quarterback rather than the second.
The only team that I think would need a quarterback like a Jameis Winston because of the time spent would be the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, Jake Browning has played in the NFL, has started in the NFL, has been an important part of Joe Burrow's backup because Joe Burrow seems to get hurt every other year.
Right.
So they've invested in Jake Browning.
And he's won games.
And he's won a lot of games. He's won a lot of games in the NFL. So.
But you don't bring him into Cincinnati unless Browning gets hurt, because if you bring him in now, it's going to rattle Browning.
I don't think it'll rattle him. I just think this is a guy that's been around. He knows the system, but you need a backup to him.
Right, that's true.
You still need a backup.
You're going to need one because now he's the guy.
Yeah, he is the one that is going to be the starting quarterback for the foreseeable future until they say that he's that Joe Burrow's going to be back. There's no telling. It's a turf toe. There's no telling. You talked about it the other day, the nerve damage and what could happen to that. So when you look at their roster and their depth chart, you've got to there's no other quarterback listed on their depth chart.
Wow.
So who was the emergency quarterback the other day? We don't know.
I don't.
It's definitely something that they need to look into. I'll be interested to see who they signed this week. Want to see who the phone calls are being made to find out who's got the best backup quarterback around the league, who might even have some experience with this squad.
Well, you just went down a list of teams that actually need one. So if you're going to get him, you better hurry up.
Yeah.
Because there's 4 of the teams that they're going to need a backup quarterback.
Yeah. You know who might be a name to look out for? Case Keenum. Case Keenum is somebody that's been around the league. He's the third string quarterback on one of the teams. So he may be getting a phone call as well. He's an experienced guy, legend in the league. And I'm not being funny. I'm being for real. Like everybody that ever says anything besides my thread of K-Town, everybody else loves Chuck Keenum. So
Chuck, yeah, y'all call him Chuck?
Yeah, Chuck Wagon. But Case Keenum has been able to do it for a long time in the NFL. So there's some guys that might get an opportunity. But the fact, and you mentioned something earlier, and I wanted to go a little bit against that. Like you were talking about the guys that were playing in the preseason versus the ones that didn't play and the injuries. These injuries are not ones that are like hamstrings or
soft
anything
tissue.
Like, yeah, this is straight up
sticking your head in there and
yeah,
getting your head busted.
You're getting popped during these types of moves.
Baker needs to be careful. Last night, he put himself in harm's way about 3 or 4 times that if I was the coach, I would be like, come on, man, we need you. Like,
I'm going to tell you right now.
I'd rather punt than to have you do that.
Baker Mayfield has played like that his entire life. That is not changing.
He don't know how to play any other way.
He wouldn't be able to do the things that he's capable of doing by going in there and slide.
Tempering himself.
Yeah, you can't. There's none of that going on. So it'll be interesting to see how it all finishes up. But these quarterback situations, because you need a quarterback to continue to win. And when we come back, we're going to talk about some of the teams that are kind of standing out and are in a good position versus those that are now looking uphill, because not very many teams come back from an 0-2 record to make it to the playoffs. I mean, to the Super Bowl, let alone make it to the playoffs. So a lot of folks have some work that need to be done. Hour number 1 is in the books. Coming up in hour number 2, we will talk a little bit more about the NFL. We'll also speak to the voice of the Houston Texans and get his bird's eye view of what he saw last night. Mark Vandermeer will be joining us at 8:17. You got the world's strongest take. And, of course, we'll close out the show talking MLB baseball. It's a Turn the Page Tuesday edition of the Morning Kickoff right here on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone. In Texas, football doesn't start on Saturday. It starts Friday night under the lights, and it rolls right into Saturdays into burnt orange. Bud Light's there for every snap, every cheer, and every tradition that makes the state of Texas the heart of the game. From the tailgate to the final whistle, raise one for pride and raise one for Bud Light. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Please enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
To remind businesses that iHeartRadio is running a special deal in September, we came up with some other 4-letter words that scream September. Fall, leaf, pies, foot, ball. 2 words, each 4 letters. Soup, corn, chili. Whatever, close enough. If you're new to radio or podcasts, now's your chance to advertise with iHeartRadio. But hurry, September is almost over. Another 4-letter word. To find out more about this amazing offer, call 844-844-iHeart or visit iHeartAdvertising.com.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing a lawyer, but getting some guy who just watches courtroom dramas.
Guilty, erroneous, sustained.
Are you just saying random words?
Don't settle for just any insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey there, local business owner. Ready to make some more money? Whether you own an auto shop or a dinner spot, Valpak Direct Marketing can help you do just that. All bells and whistles are included, so you advertise when and where it counts to reach new customers that spend more. Measurable results, proven reach, zero guesswork. That's Valpak. Visit valpak.com/advertise to see if you qualify for a free mailing. That's VALPAK.com/advertise. Let's grow.
You probably think your 401k is safe, that it's growing, that it'll be enough for your retirement. But what if it's not? Here's the truth. Your 401k was never designed to make you wealthy. It was created in a corporate boardroom to shift retirement costs and investment risk onto you. Designed to keep your money trapped, exposed to Wall Street crashes, inflation, and uncertainty you can't control. Until now, Americans are taking back control by turning to real assets like gold. No Noble Gold Investments has helped thousands protect their future by converting part of their retirement savings into physical gold. Talk to Noble Gold today and learn how safe and easy it is to roll your 401k into a tax-advantaged gold IRA without penalties or headaches. Visit noblegoldinvestments.com to get your free wealth protection kit, including a step-by-step guide to get started. That's noblegoldinvestments.com. Past performance may not be indicative of future results. Investing in precious metals, including gold, involves risks. Consult with your tax attorney or financial professional before making an investment decision.
Are you thinking about getting a new car? You don't know where to go. You don't even know where to start. Well, it doesn't matter what kind of car you want. Apple Leasing can get it for you. And if you're looking to save 30 to 40% on monthly payments with reasonable terms, there's only one answer, and that is Apple Leasing. You can call them today at 346-9977. That's 346-9977. It's important that you know leasing is not renting. It's the smarter option for most people. And if you've listened to me at all for all these years and haven't reached out, it's time to do it. Call them today at 512-346-9977. That's 512-346-9977. Save 30 to 40% on monthly payments when you lease from Apple Leasing. I've leased cars from them for over 20 years, and I highly recommend you do too. The number again is 512-346-9977.
America's #1 app for radio is iHeart. Live radio, trusted DJs, breaking news, live play-by-play, plus the station you're listening to right now, anytime, anywhere. Join the millions who already have it. Open the free iHeart Radio app today. The #1 app for radio.
From the Audio Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KDET AM Austin, your home for the Horde, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeart Radio app.
The morning kickoff. The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry, on your home for the Hordes, 1300 The Zone.
Welcome back to hour number 2 of the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. In hour number 1, we talked about the Texans losing to the Buccaneers 20-19. Baker touchdown maker, making it happen. We also got a chance to hear from Coach Sark as he talked about Arch, the struggles, and all things that go with it to clean it up. And we got a chance to hear from Joe Cook of Inside Texas. But I'd be remiss if I didn't give you an opportunity to win a pair of tickets to go see Alice Cooper and Judas Priest October the 25th at the Germania Insurance Amphitheater. All you got to do is get over to AM 1300 The Zone on that always free iHeartRadio app and leave the keyword of the day, Judas. Judas is the keyword of the day for a chance to win a pair of tickets to go see Alice Cooper and Judas Priest October the 25th at the Germania Insurance Amphitheater. Be listening to the Craig Way Show this afternoon from 2 to 5 as Craig, Cam Parker, and Jake Herman give you a chance to win some more tickets and, of course, break down all things Texas Longhorns. I wanted to have this conversation because the NFL has some teams that are doing some amazing things, and then they've got some teams that are struggling. And when I say struggling, I'm talking about they are not very good, and teams are – I'm not saying they're tanking, but it's 2 games into the season, and people are not happy. People are not happy with their football teams. And one of those football teams that is looking really good, and we can talk about them all day long, is the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills continue their stretch of excitement for what they've been able to do. Josh Allen keeps getting better and better every week. James Cook, the running back, good thing they signed him because all he does is make plays. You also have the Cincinnati Bengals. We talked about them just a second ago. They're 2-0, but now they have to try to live without Joe Burrow. The story of the offseason and now the season is the Indianapolis Colts in the AFC South. They are 2-0 behind Danny Dimes, making things happen. And, of course, the LA Chargers, who defeated the Raiders last night 20-9 after a big performance by Cameron Dicker, the kicker. He now has become the most accurate kicker in NFL history at 94%. He is
Yes! Randy Watson! That boy is good.
He's real good. And now he is the most accurate kicker in the NFL. So kudos to him for what he's been able to do. Shout out to Casey Studdard. You know how much you love him. And a bunch of things that are going on. But I'm going to continue the conversation about what's going on in the NFL. When you look at the NFL standings and you see these teams that are 2-0, you look at the Philadelphia Eagles, they don't look like they're breaking stride. They continue to push their way to victory. You look at the Green Bay Packers, who I believe is the best team in the NFL right now. They're plus 23 in their scoring differential. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are 2-0 in the NFC South. And the NFC West, man, check it out. The NFC West, 49ers, 2-0. Cardinals, 2-0. Rams, 2-0. Seahawks, 1-1. But you look at the NFC West.
Why you say it like that?
Because they're 1-1. They're ruining what's going on in their division. So everybody's good over there in the NFC West. This is going to be a tight race. I still got the Rams winning it. But 49ers, now they're dealing with the backup quarterback. Kyler Murray, he's staying off the video games. He's playing well right now. So it's been impressive to see which those teams that are 2-0. Who is the one that is the most unlikely for you, Mark?
I like Seattle, man. I think that they have a tough defense. They have a great running game. The quarterback is, even though he's new there, he's grasping the system. And they just have that history of toughness. And I know Pete Carroll is not there, and there's no Marshawn Lynch, and
there's no Legion of Boom.
There's no Legion of Boom. But you know who I just asked to be traded in my fantasy is I wanted Cooper Kupp.
That you needed somebody to be traded.
I wanted Cooper Kupp.
No, I'm saying, but there's a trade that has to be involved. Mark is going to be in the middle of it.
Yeah, got to keep it moving, man.
Yeah.
But Cooper Kupp looked so good in that system. They threw the ball to him 9 times, and he caught 7 of the 9. He didn't score, but to have around 65 or 70 yards in your first game, full game, because the first game he only played like 15, 20 plays. So I think as the season warms up, Cooper Kupp is going to be a dog in that system. I'm spilling the beans because
it sounds like it. It sounds like it.
No, he's gonna be horrible.
So you believe that out of all those teams, you like the Seattle Seahawks?
I like Seattle for whatever reason. I think it's just a toughness thing and a consistency thing. Like they're battling tough teams every week.
Yep.
And I think that division is going to eat at each other. It's going to be just like the East. I think that the Washington Commanders and the Eagles and the Cowboys are going to struggle because they have to fight each other every week.
Well, when I look at this too, I start to understand that all these things do not look the same, right? Like you look at all these teams at 2-0. I think the Buffalo Bills and the Green Bay Packers, even though I like what Philly is still Philly because they're the defending champ, and I normally say you got to beat them to be the champ. But Buffalo is tough. Buffalo is physical. Buffalo is all the things that you were just talking about when you watch them play. But the story is all the teams that are 0-2. 0-2 teams. And I'll lead with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yes, sir. Scary.
This is the one that I said it's hard for them to wear that crown because they have played so long for the last 4 years. Year in and year out, they're deep into the playoffs, playing for championships, getting to the Super Bowl, physicality, the work ethic that they have to go through to get back. This is a scary moment for them because I also said that the Chargers are the team that I got Jim Hardball being the coach of the year. And I think that what he's showing with the growth of Justin Herbert is finally looking like that quarterback
He's looking
that
like
everybody
a franchise
was been waiting for. Like we've been waiting for this moment.
You remember
and Quentin Johnson is actually catching the ball. And I'm keeping him on my bench for no reason because I still have flashbacks that I think, even though he's too
that
far
he's
gone,
last year.
Yes. Yes, it's a difference in there. But then you also got to look at the other teams that are 0-2. If you can stay in the East, the New York Jets new coach. Now they're dealing with a quarterback that's got a concussion. And the Miami Dolphins, not only did Tua sound confused on what was going on, Mike McDaniel continues to sound like a dead man walking.
Why is he even talking to the media right now? He should just say, "Hey, I don't have any availability."
Well, he'll get fined, and
so you have to.
Yes, he needs to save all his money because that unemployment line is calling his name here in the next couple of weeks.
Hey, Mike, why don't you come over here and stand by us?
Exactly. Their team is minus 31 in point differential. They are getting beat down, and it's not even close. You saw Tyreek Hill last week. He looked like he wanted to fight Tua on this. Well, he's an abusive person. He wants to fight all the time.
He always wants to fight.
But so we got to watch out for him. But you start looking at these teams, and you're like, wow, this is where we are. You look at the Houston Texans. Didn't expect them to be at 0-2 to start.
How many losses do you give Miami before the fire sale?
I think he should have been gone already. I honestly do.
No, I'm talking about the getting the trading.
I thought Tyreek should have been gone too. I thought Tyreek should have been gone. You can tell he doesn't want to be there.
And I think Tua.
Well, I think he's done with Tua because remember,
Tua haven't forgiven him.
Exactly.
Because he criticized him openly last year during the season.
But when he first got there, he said that Tua throws a better football than Pat Mahomes. When they got him, that's what he said, man, Tua's better than Pat. He throws the ball perfect. Yeah, he did. Now you don't. And now things are different for you. And now you're looking crazy. Then you look at what the Giants were. The Giants could have won both of their games. And they're 0-2.
As a coach, you're the coach of the Miami Dolphins. Don't you go to your star quarterback and you tell him, listen, I don't care what beef you got with Tyreek Hill, throw him the damn ball. Because they have an issue. I told you this was happening in my high school. Our quarterback and wide receiver had a fight over a girl and it ruined everything.
Yeah.
It's not over a girl, it's over pride. And them struggling in their relationship and him saying they took Tyreek off being captain. They've delegated him to
a team vote,
a gadget. Well, it's a team thing.
That's a team vote.
But you know what? Everybody sides with the quarterback, with the other leaders. There's a lot of in football, you know, Hardge, there's leaders and there's followers. And Miami is no different than any teams that you and I have ever been on. The leadership command is basically telling everybody else where to fall in line. And Tyreek is on the outside of that bubble.
He created that for
himself.
He
did it himself. You're right.
He did that himself. That's how that happened.
But should you hold it against the team? He the best weapon they got. And they won't throw him the ball.
Well, to your point, he doesn't need to go over there and say you need to throw him the ball. He's over there saying we both need to keep our job. Me and you.
That's a good point.
Get it to our best players because this is not happening. Or you need to try to.
Or are you trying to get me fired on purpose?
If you want to win, put yours in. If you want to win, put yours in. That'll change everything.
Yours will throw it to him.
Exactly. He knows where his bread is buttered. Coming up next, we're going to talk to the voice of the Houston Texans, get his thoughts on what he saw. Mark Vandermeer next, right here on a Turn the Page Tuesday edition of the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
The Craig Way Show.
So Texas goes in there to play him, and Danny Meyer calls him in for. Kurt Thomas played the game of his life, and TCU upset Texas. So a month later, they have the rematch in Austin. Texas blows them out of the water. Billy Tubbs did not want to go in and do the postgame. That's when he walked into the news conference, stood at the microphone and said, okay, I'm only going to take 3 questions. And then somebody raised their hand. Why only 3 questions, Coach? Now you're down to 2 questions.
Weekdays at 2
The ultimate celebration of music.
Our 2025 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One,
is happening this Friday and Saturday.
Live in Las Vegas at T-Mobile Arena. 16 artists, 2 nights, 1 stage.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
And listen live on the free iHeartRadio app.
This Friday and Saturday night, starting at 9:30.
Capital One is the proud presenting partner of iHeartRadio Music Festival, bringing great products, rewards, and services to its customers. What's in your wallet?
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
We have an accident blocking the right lane. This is going to be Texas 71 westbound at 35 right there. Stop and go traffic all the way back to Montopolis Drive. About a 6-minute delay right there. Stop and go traffic in the Travis area, 35 northbound between FM 1626 and William Cannon Drive. That's about a 12-minute delay right there. A Research Boulevard southbound to Pecan Park Boulevard, an accident reported. I'm Alan Craig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. The slow-roasted Cantina chicken menu is here to stay with ingredients like purple cabbage and freshly prepared pico de gallo. Try it today at a participating U.S. Taco Bell location while supplies last. Contact store for participation, which varies.
Shop simple. It doesn't get any easier. You're looking for a new Ford. You don't have time to spend hours at the dealership. So Truck City Ford in Buda has made it simple. Go online. Pick yours at truckcityford.com. We can bring it to you for a home test drive. Once you determine it's perfect, you can arrange financing, value your trade, and sign all your paperwork digitally. Then simply tell us where and when you want to take delivery. Leif Johnson's Truck City Ford in Buda has made buying a new Ford simple.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
iHeart presents Ice Cube, Truth to Power Tour. Taking the stage at Moody Center, October 16th.
Straight out of Compton, it's a crazy brother named Ice Cube.
Get tickets now at livenation.com.
Attention all mattress bargain hunters. The going out of business sale at Factory Mattress will be over in a matter of days. All floor samples have been released for immediate liquidation. Remaining inventory must be sold regardless of cost or loss. Just a few more days to buy world-class mattresses at Factory Mattress's going out of business sale. Happening now at all 14 locations in Austin and San Antonio. Don't miss the final days at Factory Mattress.
Taxes are a pain. Dealing with the IRS takes forever, and understanding taxes, forget it. You need the pros at Tax Network USA on your side. If you're drowning in debt and don't know where to turn, call Tax Network USA for a free consultation today at 800-780-8888. That's 800-780-8888. Their team of experts have settled over $500 million in tax debts nationwide. They'll work to reduce your tax liability. Call 800-780-8888.
Hi, I'm Maria, salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, listen to this. All I needed was a new starter. Got a great deal on eBay. Did it myself.
Yeah, that's cool. But how about the soft purr of an upgraded exhaust when it fits just right?
For me, it's the little things, like these new windshield wipers from eBay I installed. From small fixes to big upgrades, eBay has all the parts you need at prices you'll love, guaranteed to fit every time. eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, your home for the Horns.
It's a Turn the Page Tuesday, but it also can be a Texans Tuesday whenever we take the trip to H-Town and talk to the voice of the Houston Texans, which you can hear right here on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone. He is Mark Vandermeer. And Mark, let's just get right into it. The Texans come up short at home, had an opportunity to win the game, seal the game, but yet the defense let Baker, touchdown maker, drive down the field. And I can hear it in your voice when he called you just a second ago. There's a lot of frustration in this loss, isn't there?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you had a game right there and multiple ways to win it, guys. I mean, your offense, and let's just start there. This is the part of the team that is still under construction. We've talked about it, and it's not done yet, not nearly done. They don't have the identity they're looking for. And when you can't execute, when you have second and goal inside the one, and when you get a blocked punt but can't move the ball an inch, basically, and have to settle for a 53-yard field goal. These things both happened in the fourth quarter, and you had those two situations and came away with net 3 points. Second and goal inside the one, ball at the 35 with 4 downs to do something with it following a blocked punt, and you only get 3 points out of both of those collectively. That means you're not doing the job in a game in which you lose by 1. So they have to get the offense together. Now, credit them for getting down inside the 1 second and goal, but they failed, obviously, and they can't move the ball the way they need to. Too many mistakes again. A few penalties, yes, but I just think lack of execution on third down. They were 2 for 9 in third down for the second consecutive week. I'm okay with the defense, not perfect. Yeah, should have made the stop on the final drive, but I think the offense really has a lot of work to do before they hit their stride.
Mark, they haven't put one offense together. They're running like 3 different offenses. Like, what is their bread and butter? Do they even know?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think that when you look at the way this thing's supposed to be constructed, it was supposed to have Joe Mixon. Well, he's not available, and who knows when he's going to be around. He's on IR, right? So you sign Nick Chubb somewhere along the way. Now, that was a long time ago, okay? That was at minicamp. You had Nick Chubb. So you knew you were going into training camp like this. I do think they have some good ball-carrying skills in Woody Marks, and I bet they use him more. But they need to run the football to make this thing work, at least have the threat of running the football. And pass catching, Christian Kirk not available. You hit the starting line with no Christian Kirk. I'm not saying Christian Kirk is an all-pro, but he's a good receiver, and he's unavailable at the starting line. You cannot have this, but you've gone through 2 games without him. They've targeted Nico Collins a bunch in this game, in the Monday night game, 9 targets. He ends up with 4 catches, that beautiful touchdown reception on the opening drive. You thought you were off and running. But they didn't score again until much later in the fourth quarter. So to me, all of this adds up to a situation where the offense has to get it going, and I don't know how you're going to do it. You've got Jacksonville right now in a short week. This is going to be tough. They're certainly capable of beating them. I said to you guys from the get-go, these 2 opponents you're opening up with are the wrong 2 to have, that they could be 0-2 and still have a great season. I still believe that, but you're going to run out of time quickly, and margin of victory or, margin of error is really dwindling here going into these next 2 AFC South games.
How healthy is Stingley? He played good last night, but he was a questionable decision. What are they saying about him going forward?
I think he's fine. He had the hip thing or whatever it was that knocked him out of the game for a bit against the Rams. Last night he played. Look, they're going to target Mike Evans a bunch. Mike Evans didn't kill them. There were a few pass attempts going his way that were either broken up. I mean, Stingley had a couple of breakups as the ball was targeted to Evans. So I thought that was okay. I mean, but, Ryan Miller, who's he? Well, he killed him with the first touchdown. And then at the end, Baker's spreading the ball around great. And isn't he the toughest guy? Yeah. I mean, Baker Mayfield, he gets hurt on a play, then he's talking trash as he gets up. I mean, he's that tough. And he got away from that 4th and 10 would-be sack. They had him corralled. He escapes. It was a nightmare. I've seen it before. Some of the great ones do that. Do we call him one of the great ones? I don't know what we call him, but you can call him the guy who's thrown more touchdown passes than anybody else in the NFL since the start of 2023. That is a fact. Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, name your quarterback. Baker Mayfield has more touchdown passes than any of them since the start of 2023. It's amazing.
Baker amazed me in that sequence that you just talked about. I'm not a master lip reader, but he said, "You want to fight me? You want to fight me?" And I'm just like, will you go back to your huddle, please, and lead your offense? He out there is instigating the fight.
Right. But you know what that does to your team? That pumps up your team. They've got his back. They've got something special brewing there. They're going for their 5th consecutive division title. I tip my hat to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they did to the Texans last night what the Texans did to them 2 years ago, a last-second-ish touchdown drive to break their hearts. And now Texans 0-2 have to find a way to get it together with limited time to get ready for Jacksonville. And Jacksonville wants this one so bad. I mean, they would sell their soul to win this game on Sunday in North Florida. So it's going to be huge.
Sound like Jerry Jones a little
Wow,
bit.
he
He's
sound-
selling
yeah.
everything. We're talking to the voice of the Houston Texans, Mark Vandermeer. You can hear all the Texans games right here on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone. Where do the Texans go from here? Because C.J. Stroud looks like he's had about enough of getting squashed every single time he goes back there and running for his life. You mentioned the fact that they tried to target Nico last night 9 times. They did get the touchdown, only 4 receptions. But the defense with some of their penalties and not being lane disciplined is something that is kind of frustrating as well. And I'm sure that D'Amico Ryans is not very happy when he goes back and watches that film.
Yeah, I think defensively they can fix whatever ails them pretty quickly. The time of possession was out of whack. What alarmed me even more than the final drive maybe was that the Bucs were starting to get some gashing runs, and I didn't like seeing that. Nobody did. That was really disturbing to me when both backs were combining for over 120, over 130. It was a terrible situation for them. But I go back to the offense. You got to find a way to beat these blitzes. I mean, they're coming in fast, and you got to throw hot. Do they have somewhere to go with the football? Sometimes it looks like to me that they don't have the answer to the test when the blitz is coming in, and they got to figure that out because what are teams going to do? It's a copycat league. They're going to send the kitchen sink after C.J. Stroud and the Texans, and you got to find a way to pick it up. Now, running the ball does help you do that, does help you keep the defense off balance, but can you do it consistently enough? We'll find out. I mean, this is the NFL. Every week you got to get better. If you don't, you're dead. So they have to find a way to improve.
Well, I don't think that that's an option right now. I think that they're so confused that they're going to have to either just live it out and get some experience, or they're going to have to take the power away from the coordinator because he looks confused. I think that this is too big for him. Like this job, Hardge reminded me that this is his first time being a offense coordinator on a
play caller,
in any system. He's never done it. So you put a guy that's never done a job in the NFL.
Well, he's got the credentials to be an offensive coordinator, and they all got to come from somewhere. Everybody gets their first shot at some point. So this is it. I'm with you that it is hard to do anything for the first time and be in the pits there and have to come up with creative play calls at the moment of truth, and you have maybe 4 seconds to make up your mind what you're going to do. Yeah. I'm with you. It is tough. Some guys are better than others. I think that, most of the guys who started in their jobs, it probably took them a bit. Maybe they had more talent. Maybe they had less. Maybe they did better. But this is what you got right now, and you got to find a way to get better in a hurry. So it's their ability to learn and correct week to week. They were a little better this week than last week. And remember, they're playing 2 playoff teams here, 2 contenders, really, if you will, 2 contenders to start out the season. Now, I'm not saying it softens up that much with Jacksonville. It should be a little better. And then you have the Titans. Let's see. Let's see if they can improve. But, yeah, I'm with you. It is tough when you're the first-time guy. And D'Amico Ryans took a risk because he had a first-time coordinator in Bobby Slowick. Worked out great 2 years ago. Last year it slipped a bit. They still won the division. This year, first-time coordinator Nick Kelly. Let's see what happens. This is the world's greatest reality show, and it's in progress.
Yes, it is.
Before we let you go, I'm going to let you go with this, with something that's positive, because I try to bring some positivity. The special really good last night. Got a punt block. The punter Townsend buried him inside the 20 twice. You got Fairbairn being able to do it, but you also got a key punt return yesterday. So there was some positive things that happened.
There's no question. I mean, how about that? Statistically, guys, analytically, if you get a punt block in the fourth quarter and you get a 50-plus yard punt return in the fourth quarter, you're going to win that game. You're going to win. It's got to be like 95% or something like that if you get those two things to happen. And they got a bunch of good kickoff returns, too. When you're getting it near or at or beyond the 35-yard line on two returns to start this game out, that is awesome. But not enough, as we see. Offense, I hate to put all the blame on them, but a lot of it does go there. Yet you look up at the end of the day, you lost by 5, you lost by 1, combined 6 points for 2 losses. Do better. Let's see where it goes.
Man, as always, we appreciate you taking the time. I know it was a long night for you, but as always, the true professional that you are, you made it happen. Thanks, Mark. And
thank you, Mark.
We'll talk to you next week.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on.
No problem. There he is, Mark Vandermeer, the voice of the Houston Texans, where you can hear the Texans right here on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone. But coming up next, you got the world's strongest man bringing you his world's strongest take right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
Listen to something authentically Austin, the JB and Sandy podcast on the iHeartRadio app.
We have stop and go traffic on 35 northbound between FM 1626 and William Cannon Drive, about 11-minute delay. We also have an accident reported Research Boulevard southbound at Pecan Park Boulevard. No delays in the area there. Accident 183 southbound at Highway 29, so be careful there. I'm Alan Craig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Aleve. Life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Aleve can help you deal with pain less throughout your day. With just one pill, Aleve lasts up to 12 hours. Don't let those aches and pains hold you back from doing what's important to you. Use as directed.
Mark, somebody just drove off in my truck.
Or maybe you just can't tell which one's yours again.
Man, everybody's truck in Texas looks the same.
That's because you still got that basic license plate. No flavor, no style, no Hardge.
So what? I need a plate that says sexy hardball?
Please don't. The streets ain't ready for that, man. But yeah, you need myplace.com.
They got custom colors, design, and you could put almost anything on it.
Exactly. Mine says world's strongest driver. Nobody's touching that.
Boom. And I'll get the Zone MVP. Speaking of it, you use the promo code DAZONE and you'll save big time.
So quit losing your truck, quit being basic, and get a license plate that's actually you.
That's myplates.com, where your ride finally gets some personality.
Man, just don't get that sexy hardball plate you said you were going to get.
No promises, bro. Just make sure that you get over to myplates.com. That's myplates.com. Use the promo code DAZONE, and this is your opportunity to be different.
Hey there, local business owner. Ready to make some more money? Whether you own an auto shop or a dinner spot, Valpak Direct Marketing can help you do just that. All bells and whistles are included. So you advertise when and where it counts to reach new customers that spend more. Measurable results, proven reach, zero guesswork. That's Valpak. Visit valpak.com/advertise to see if you qualify for a free mailing. That's VALPAK.com/advertise. Let's grow.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
From the ABA Heating and Cooling Weather Center, this is Zone Weather.
Your Austin weather, a mix of sun and clouds for your Tuesday. Could see a stray shower or storm, a high near 95. Clear tonight, a low of 70. Wednesday, partly cloudy, a high in the mid to upper 90s.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Pro Savings Days at Lowe's means up to 35% off select major appliances. Plus, save an additional $1,000 when you buy 4 select LG major appliances. Valid through 9/26. Selection varies while supplies last. See Associate or Lowe's.com for more details and qualifying items.
I'm Dan. He's Ty.
Hello.
And we're the Solid Verbal College Football Podcast.
Tune in for previews, recaps, bits you won't hear anywhere else, and all the emotional support you need as a college football fan.
Join us all season long as we ride the roller coaster of this ridiculous sport.
Open your free iHeartRadio app, search the Solid Verbal College Football Podcast, and listen now.
We don't just love college football, Ty. We live it.
Hey, it's Coach Sark. Now back to the morning kickoff with Hardge and Henry on your radio home for the Longhorns, 1300 The Zone.
You heard the beat. You know what that means? WWE Hall of Famer and the world's strongest men. Ring Jew is world's strongest man. Take it away, big fella.
Hard.
What's up?
You know what time it is?
What's up?
It's time for the world's strongest take by the world's strongest man. Marcus. Back then, they didn't know me. You know I'm hot. They're all on me. Yes. This is another case of where they do that. I know that this is the world's strongest take, but for today is where they do that. The NFL is tripping. If I was the owner of an NFL team, I would be very disappointed in the NFL right now because the Raiders have a minority owner, Tom Brady, and Tom is abusing his power. Tom is abusing his positioning. You know that Tom is a, Hall of Fame quarterback, arguably the best quarterback that's ever lived. I mean, I don't think so arguable. I mean, he's the Michael Jordan of football. And he was, if you watched the Raiders game last night, you saw Tom Brady in the coach's booth with a headset on, listening to all the calls. Not only was he listening to all the calls, but he also was seen talking at times. Tom shouldn't be talking to the offense coordinator during the game, and he's calling games. He should be doing his other job. Tom is also privy to being in a production meeting. I hate to tell y'all this, but football, basketball, golf, marbles, tiddlywinks, they all have a production meeting to handle the flow of the game, all the commercial breaks, all the coaches' timeouts, what is going to be shown in the timeouts, in and outs is what they call it in production, the in and outs. Tom Brady is privy to that information. He also gets to go into the coaches' scrums, and they have a pre-scrum and a post-scrum. In the pre-scrum, they talk about game plans. Why should Tom Brady be allowed to do that? And he's a minority owner of a team, because he can go back to his team and say, hey, well, Jacksonville, they said they wanted to do this. And that's what they did. He can keep a log of what all the teams plan on doing. That's not fair. It's not fair. I think that they need to pull the reins in, because this is not fair. Next week, the Cowboys and the Bears game, he's calling that game. He's going to know what the Cowboys plan to do. He's going to know what the Bears plan to do. If the Raiders play against those teams in their season, they will have insider information. Didn't Martha Stewart go to jail for insider information?
I guess she was the sacrificial lamb.
Well, yeah, but you know what? Nonetheless, it happened. Tom Brady, they have to change these rules. He should not, during the season, he should not be allowed to be in the coach's booth. He should not be allowed to be on headsets. He should not have direct communication with the team, with the Raiders, while he's doing Monday Night Football and other jobs. What say you?
Well, he didn't call the game last night.
He didn't call it, but he was on the headsets.
But I mean,
and he was talking to the people on the headset. But I'm not making it up.
I'm not. Well, I'm just saying there's the owner of the Colts. She's now standing on the sideline. She's got a headset and she's writing down plays on every call that is being made. So she's taking notes for herself. Now, as far as the production meetings, when the coaches are talking to him, they don't have to tell Tom Brady anything. They don't have to say nothing if they go into those meetings and Tom Brady asks them certain questions. You don't have to give out that information.
But they do. He's Tom Brady. They're going to talk to him.
But if they feel like that, they don't have to. They have the right to say no. You have the right to say, look, I'm not doing that.
What if Tom doesn't ask the question? He just sits there and somebody else is asking the questions,
As I said,
he's writing it down.
You don't have to adhere to any of that. You don't. So it's a question of if you don't trust him, you don't give him the information. If you were in a meeting and you know what Tom Brady is, do you care? Or do you say, I'm not giving you our game plan so you can go up there and act like you know everything that's going on, and then you're keeping your own notes? I'm not doing that.
You're a good man, Hardge.
Why?
I'm so glad that you see the silver lining, that you see the good in people, because the world is not good.
But I'm confused on what you mean by that.
I'm saying that in a perfect world, what you're saying is going to work. This is not a perfect world. Like, people will manipulate the system. They will go into those. Hey man, ask this question, because if it comes from me, they might not answer that.
I'm just telling you, if
Tom Brady got caught cheating twice, you don't think that he's gonna? Oh, he miraculously is a new guy. He's not gonna do it in the booth.
But what I just say? I said I'm not telling you.
What I just say? Who you ain't scaring me.
I'm like I don't. If Tom Brady were to walk into the room and we're getting ready to,
you're gonna tighten up.
It's like I'll tell him to his face. What is he gonna do to me?
Nothing.
I'm not fixing to give you my game plan so you could have it. Oh, I'm not gonna do that. To your point,
yeah, I would wait till Tom left
twice.
He got caught
in the NFL
cheating twice.
And you mad? No,
he shouldn't be allowed though.
And
I think the league
night,
should make my point is the league should do something about it.
I agree.
It shouldn't be left up to you having the honor system or you having to dial back your dialogue with the media. It's hurting us.
He can't do it, won't do it. He ain't getting none of the information from old Hardball. I promise you that. You're going to have to do your digging like you always do. You cheater.
Cheater.
You cheater. Tom Brady. We'll close out the show and send you to Dan Patrick. MLB baseball. Astro fans, you might want to turn away or turn off the radio when I get ready to talk to you. Here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
Text Texas, followed by your message to 81530 to chat along with your favorite sports radio, AM 1300, The Zone hosts. That's Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
We have stop and go traffic on 35 northbound between FM 1626 and William Cannon Drive, about 11-minute delay. We also have an accident reported Research Boulevard southbound at Pecan Park Boulevard. No delays in the area there. Accident 183 southbound at Highway 29, so be careful there. I'm Alan Craig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Staples. Your local Staples has hot deals and super low prices throughout the store on everything for your business. And right now at Staples, save up to $125 off your print order. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details. Ends 11/1. Plus, save even more with the Easy Rewards program at Staples.
Keeping score of your finances but missed the Bitcoin wagon? There's a second chance called Texas Coin. Score big at texascoin.org. The Texas Longhorns improved to 2-1 with a 27-10 victory over UTEP this past Saturday that saw flashes of brilliance from quarterback Arch Manning and also flashes of inconsistency as head coach Steve Sarkisian is looking for Arch to trust his arm as well as his legs.
You try to get back to some things that you know he really likes that we've talked about all week long, and that we talked about Friday that hey, I really like this. And then when that's not really hitting the way we want, then I'm always kind of in my back pocket have this idea of I need to let him run, and I need to let him run around. I need to let him start playing football. But I felt like he pressed some tonight. He knew he was missing some throws that I think he's comfortable making. And then, you start, skipping reads and scrambling and relying on his legs too much.
The Horns will stay in Austin hosting UTEP this Saturday. Get in early on the next big coin and extend your lead at texascoin.com. This is an investment that carries risk. texascoin.org.
Football season has arrived, and BetOnline continues to be your number one source for all your football betting action. BetOnline has all the latest odds, news, and scores from every pro to college game to baseball, cage fighting, and hockey futures. BetOnline remains your choice for sports wagering info. Head to the website and take advantage of their industry-leading VIP program, level up bonuses, and weekly cash boost. BetOnline. The game starts here.
It's time. Time for the pro to get everything for the entire job, all from one partner. To get access to over 3 million products, including many products you won't find in our stores. It's time to get delivery on your schedule or next day on over 50,000 products. And time to get dedicated support on the job site or in our stores. From ordering to planning, we've got you. One partner, any job, all in. Ask about all we can now do at the Pro Desk. The Home Depot Pro, it's about time.
Make parking the easiest part of your night with ParkWiz. Reserve ahead and roll right in so you can enjoy the show, the game, or a night out without circling for parking. Save up to 50% off a secured space and skip the stress. Smarter parking starts here. Download the ParkWiz app today.
Need cash for a home project, big life event, or to pay off high-interest debt? Tap into your home's equity with the home equity loan from Austin Telco Federal Credit Union. Use it for home improvements, debt consolidation, a wedding, tuition, or a vacation with flexible terms up to 30 years. Fixed rates, no closing cost under $250,000, and no repayment penalties. This is money that works for you. Apply online today at atfcu.org. Austin Telco Federal Credit Union, helping you do more with your home. ATFCU is an equal housing lender. NMLS number 422857. Federally insured by NCUA.
iHeart presents
The police coming straight from the underground.
Ice Cube, bringing truth to power.
Then a natural born killer. You know how we do.
Featuring 4 decades of attitude, a musical production like he's never done before. Taking the stage at Moody Center, October 16th. Ice Cube, Truth to Power Tour. 4 decades of attitude.
Before hip-hop, homies got shot.
Get tickets now at livenation.com.
Let's go.
You've still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
From the creator of Bone Valley comes a gripping new true crime podcast, Graves County.
In the small town of Mayfield, Kentucky, the beloved fire chief's daughter is dead, and everyone has a theory. But when a Pulitzer Prize-winning reporter starts digging, the entire town goes dark.
So it sounds like a lot of people have come forward saying, I know who did this, but no one has said who did it.
What is everyone so afraid of? Open the iHeartRadio app, search Graves County, and listen now.
Hi, this is Jason Smith. If you're looking for your next job, you know it can be a lonely process. Let Express Employment Professionals be your one connection to finding a job that fits. Getting an interview with Express can be as easy as a phone call. And with just one application at Express Employment Professionals, you're in the running for numerous opportunities in your community. Job seekers at Express Employment Professionals ranked Express Best of Staffing in 2025 for helping them find a job. Find your local Express office today at expresspros.com. That's expresspros.com.
I'm sure you've heard plenty of stories of identity theft, maybe even from someone you know, but it's happening so much more than you can imagine. Guess how often identity theft occurs? Ready? Once every 5 seconds. During this commercial, 6 people will have their lives turned upside down. Fortunately, there's LifeLock. LifeLock monitors millions of data points a second for identity theft and fixes it guaranteed or your money back. Join now and save up to 40% your first year at LifeLock.com. Use promo code NEWS. Terms apply.
Longhorns football plays here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone.
What a great show once again. I want to give a shout out to Joe Cook of Inside Texas, and I also want to give a shout out to Mark Vandermeer, the voice of the Houston Texans, where you can hear all Houston Texans games right here on Sports Radio. So if you missed any parts of the show, get over to the podcast page, wherever you get your podcast. And of course, you should always have it on the new and improved and always free iHeartRadio app. Mark, you were talking about Tom Brady before we went to break. I thought your world's strongest take was going to be about the fact that Tom Brady is joining Saquon Barkley, Rob Gronkowski, and others to participate in the Fanatics Flag Football Classic in Saudi Arabia. It'll be the first time he played in 3 years, so Tom Brady will be playing flag football coming up in March.
It's funny that Gronk is on his team.
Well, I mean, you got to go to your number one receiver.
Yeah, the cheaters, they stick together, man.
They got to.
They just keep on getting together. And, I don't want to go back to that, but I'm just saying, like, the league has got a responsibility to the league. And you cannot play favorites regardless of how special somebody. Yes, and we give Tom a lot of flack, but he's special. And it's hard to deny his greatness. And nobody wants to run him off. You were like, Tom, get out of here. Nobody wants to do that, but it has to be done, Hardge. It's for the fairness of the league, it has to be done. Or let everybody do it.
Right. Well, we're going to transition to the to MLB. The baseball season is coming to an end. The Toronto Blue Jays are got a five-game lead in the AL East. And somebody asked me yesterday who I thought was going to be the World Series matchup. And I brought up, I think Toronto is playing the best baseball right now. The Detroit Tigers, they are 85-65. They are playing good too, but they're starting pitching. Their ace is dealing with a side injury. He's going to be able to pitch this coming week, but we'll see how he finishes it up. And Seattle and Houston are still going at each other. But Houston fans, last night you got a W against the Texas Rangers, but it did come with a price.
Correa taps one in front of the mound, slipping his liner. His throw's over the head of Berger, and it's going to score at least one run. Here comes Yordan Alvarez trying to score a second run, and he is going to be safe. 2-0 Astros. Look out, Yordan.
Man.
Slipped on home plate. Oh, man. He went in standing, and he slipped on home plate and started hobbling after he headed towards the dugout.
As exciting as that play was, it did not end promising for Yordan.
Oh, just slid right across home plate, and then that is not what you were hoping to see at any point, especially early in this series and early in this homestand. Jordan hobbles.
Yeah, that's not a good look for what you were expecting to see from your starting DH left fielder, somebody who is been often injured.
I didn't see it. So did he hyperextend it or
No, he rolled his ankle. His ankle rolled. And here's the deal. You
like
slide
bad?
yeah,
Or
it laid down.
bad.
It laid down.
Oh wow.
You slide at home plate. First off, as a base runner, you can see the ball in front of you as you're running. He's rounding third base. You pick up the ball at first and you look and see where the ball is. So you see the throw coming in. You're not the fleetest of foot, number one, Jordan.
Slide. Like you're trained to slide.
Automatically at home plate, you slide unless that ball is off the wall. You don't go into home plate. And then you're trying to avoid a tag on top of that. So all you do is slide, and now you're putting your team in a position that they've got to win games. And you're an integral part of what this team is all about. But they did bring up a young man from the minor leagues. His name is Zachary Cole. He has been in fuego since he's been up in the big leagues. He's batting .462. He came in for Jordan, and he ends up hitting a home run and getting 2 knocks yesterday. So he came in and jumped right into the fray. But the thing about it is Jordan is a valuable part of this team's future, not just today. I'm talking about
maybe it's
forward.
a blessing in disguise. They let him get in here now, so next season you'll know what you got, and you can make moves and help your cap and all of that kind of stuff. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm ready for baseball to be over with.
I mean, what?
And I'm gonna tell you why. Because I'm a Yankee fan,
exactly.
And the schizophrenia in which they play. They'll go out and play somebody that's a top 5 team and drive them in the dirt. And then the next 3 games they play against teams under 500, they lose. What is the deal?
Yeah, it is a baseball.
You came in here today fired up. You Round Rock Express out, got the hat, got the shirt, the wristbands, the head.
I'm even wearing my undergarments.
Oh my gosh. See, TMI, man. TMI. We ain't asked for that. Marcus, did we ask for that?
You talking about?
Oh my God, I can't believe this, man.
You're too much.
Hey man, you was talking about my wardrobe, so I'm like, hey, I'm full uni, man. Can't go out there and play.
Hey, Round Rock.
There's gonna be consequences and repercussions.
Round Rock need to give you a special seat behind home plate
with a helmet, and they gonna make sure I get a helmet too. I'm gonna be right there, ready to go.
Yeah, you're gonna be ready to play.
Exactly. I'm always ready.
Hardge,
to play.
you're on deck.
I'm ready. I got to stretch. Give me an hour.
I need somebody to come run for me.
Give me an hour and I'll be ready to go. We'll make that happen for sure. I want to thank Joe Cook of Inside Texas. I want to thank Mark Vandermeer. And tomorrow we'll have Danny Davis of the Austin American Statesman. We'll hear from the head coach of the Sam Houston State Bearcats as they get ready to come into Texas this weekend. We'll also preview some games, and we'll give out our final grades on what we took from this last week of games. For Marcus, I'm Hardball Hardge, and just remember, don't believe everything you see because even salt looks like sugar. Peace. Hardge here. Friday nights in Texas mean football, family, and tradition. At Culver Ford Hutto, we've got trucks that are built for it. Right now, take $8,250 off MSRP on a new 2025 Ford F-150 ST